A very, very warm good evening. Sorry, I'm a little later than I thought originally would be. The game has already started. Spain versus Cape Verde in the FIFA World Cup. One of the top favorites on the title. Spain against Cape Verde, and the Islanders, who will hope to showcase themselves in this game against the Spaniards, who surely are the big, big favorites in this match. And we're very, very interesting to see how Cape Verde hold themselves in this match against Spain, who to me are one of the big favorites, if not the favorites, for the title. And we're very interesting to see how the Islanders play in this game, how they try and deny Spain the opportunity to play their football, attack the Islanders. And of course, the class is on the field, as you can, and I'll tell you the names, 3+ minutes already on the clock. Cape Verde with a throw in on the right. So that will be an interesting test. And of course, also the topic to discuss when we talk about an island nation like Cape Verde is, of course, the topic of players of origin, which, of course, for Cape Verde is, I think, one of the key reasons why they have qualified for a FIFA World Cup. Without that expansion, I doubt that they would be where they are at this stage, as they clear against the Spaniards, who will have more of the ball, have a lot of the possession, I guess, as they normally do have, and they'll play their tiki-taka, or the next brand of tiki-taka, I would say, because nowadays they are capable of doing a little bit more under Luis de la Fuente. And Spain with the long ball across to Ferran Torres. The Islanders able to clear their lines and trying to play themselves out, which we saw also yesterday with Curacao against Germany. It's not just defensive haram ball and hoping for the best, but actually trying to play football. And will be interesting to see how they play this game, as Spain already trying to build on that. Ferran Torres again on the right. Yeah, Fabian Ruiz. That's a miss pass. Spain directly putting pressure on Cape Verde. Ferran Torres. And it's a throw in for Cape Verde with Borges. Or is it Sidney Lopez Cabral, who plays in Turkey for Trabzonspor, the 22-year-old. And Spain forcing a mistake, but the keeper, Vozinha, safe pair of hands. The vice captain plays in Portugal for Chavez. As Correa puts the ball wide. Throw in for Cape Verde on the right. That's going to be the test for the Islanders. What can they do? Can they hold the Spaniards to a long 0-0? Let's know which midfield is better, Spain or Portugal. I think Spain, if you ask me. Despite having, of course, Vitinha and João Neves, who were exceptional for Paris Saint-Germain this season, especially in the Champions League. But to me, the Spanish midfield, with the options that they have, to me, is the better of the two, if you ask me that way. Ball played back. Broski said Morocco is the prime example how origin players can get you so far, even after having a very good league and domestic ecosystem. I think the good league and domestic ecosystem has come after that. That's also been built in the last few years. Let's be very clear. So Spain playing their combination football at the back. Ball across. Headed out by Cape Verde. Gavi putting pressure. Gavi wins the ball. And ball cleared by Cape Verde. Ball out again to Ferran Torres on the right. Rodri, Kubasi, Laporte. Is it out to Cucurella? Laporte to Cucurella, cleared by Cape Verde. Oh. Important there from Rodri for Llorente. Across to Rodri, who's the captain. Fabian Ruiz, Laporte, Cucurella. Back to the Spanish playing their game, forcing Cape Verde deep. But so far, Cape Verde looking for options. There's a player down. Laporte, ahead of Dailon Livramento, who plays for Casa Pia in Portugal. Cape Verde with a chance to black. Oh, Llorente. Oh, that block not given. Interesting. Spain with the ball. Ball out to Ferran Torres. Llorente overlapping. And Cape Verde, Stupida, concedes a corner. Good ball for the Atletico Madrid player. But Stupida does everything he can to not allow the ball to pass him. Corner. Cape Verde have the ball, maybe with a chance to break now. Oh, that ball is too long. And Llorente has it. Jamiro Montero plays at Zwolle in the Netherlands. Couldn't get it to Ryan Mendes, the captain, who plays at Igdir in Turkey. Rodri has the ball back. Plays against Llorente, who plays it short. Ball played across. Important. Headed clearance from Cape Verde. Pico. Experienced player. And then Vozinha has the ball. The keeper. Taking his time. 11 plus minutes. Spain nil, Cape Verde nil. Currently ranked 67th in the FIFA rankings. Cape Verde. And that's the challenge for them now. What can they do? What can they offer? In this game? Ball with Cape Verde in their back line. Looking for options. Oh, and is put directly under pressure. Covered page back to Bozinia. Keeper plays it wide to the right. Nice bit of work from Cape Verde here in the middle of the park. Yeah, that Portuguese touch is certainly there. Long ball forward. And then Simon gets there. Delon Livramento. Nowhere close. Yep. Against Amric Laporte. Gets physical. Ferran Torres loses the ball again. Throw in for Spain. Quickly taken. Rodri. Pedri. Gavi playing attacking position on that left wing. Llorente. Across to Laporte. Pedri. Rodri. Laporte. Thinking of options. Ball across. Llorente. Kubarsi. Pedri. Rodri. Spain keep the ball. Spain with a lot of touches. Spain with the ball. Llorente. Ferran Torres. Llorente. And Cape tried to clear. Oh, Spain all over them. Shot attempt. That was Inyo. Has the ball from Pedri. Hi, Ayush. Welcome back. Yeah. No power behind the ball. Mozinho. Easy collection for the keeper. Cape Verde make a mistake in the build-up. Spain a little too playful. Cape Verde now on the left flank with a little bit of space. That ball wasn't good. Llorente. And that's a yellow card. First of the game. Sidney Lopez Cabral, the number 13. And yeah, played the ball too wide forward, sorry, and then had no chance to go after it. And then, of course, that unnecessary push against Llorente, who got hand in the face as well, yeah. Earned the yellow, sadly. That is the difficulty. Ferran Torres, Llorente, Cabral Lopez clears. Does very well. Blocks the attempt. And Denny, who plays in the UAE for Al Bade, makes the clearance. Spain with the ball out to Llorente. Very active on that right, much more than Cucurella on the right, on the left and on the right. De La Fuente won the Euros a couple of years back with Spain in the final against England. Very talented generation at his disposal. Oh, Cucurella. Oh, that was nearly a nice pass. Kubasi. Back to Unai Simon. Pedri, Rodri, and Fabian Ruiz trying to control the pace of the game. Kubasi. Pedri. Cape able to steal the ball. Played forward, but Kubasi outruns his opponent. Cabral. Cucurella on that left flank. Rodri looking for Fermin Lopez. Fermin Lopez directly headed out by Cabe. Oh, long range attempt. Fabian Ruiz still has the ball. Cucurella. Gavi back to Cucurella. Rodri. Gavi, Rodri. Pedri. And that shot is going to go wide. Goal kick for Cape Verde. Oh, sorry, it's Kubasi in the end. And hits the legs of Fabian Ruiz. And Fabian Ruiz puts the ball then wide. Referee seems to have seen something. Fernando Hierro in the stands. The Spanish legend. Ferran Torres cleared again by Cape Verde. Lopez Cabral earns a throw in. Yeah, the Spaniards are a little slow, not very creative in their gameplay so far. Again, as expected, a lot of possession, but have not been actually able to really cause problems to the Cape Verde backline. Cape Verde, the biggest danger is that they make a mistake. Can they go this pace for 90 plus minutes? Oh, nice piece of combination play. Cape Verde for the first time trying to attack. Lopez Cabral, Lopez. Cape Verde on the edge of the box, headed out by Spain. That when looked offside, yeah. Given as offside. Captain Ryan Mendes, the 36-year-old. A lot of experience in the Cape Verde team. Initial years in France with Le Havre, with Lille. Had the lone stint many years back with Nottingham Forest, then in Turkey, then in the UAE. And then has been in Turkey for the last 3 years. 98 appearances for Cape Verde. Long ball can. That ball seemed to have gone out. Oyarzabal can't keep it in. And it's the drinks break after 22 plus minutes between Spain and Cape Verde. And the Cape Verde fans are happy because they can live with this result so far. In a group which not only contains Spain, but also Saudi Arabia and Uruguay. So that will be interesting. Who's going to make it to the knockouts? Spain, of course, the overwhelming favorites to win this group. No doubt about that. And the question then is, who is going to challenge them in this group? Who wants to challenge them in this group? With no advertising in play, let me quickly go into this match stats so far. Let me see. No, that's not the match stats. Where are the match stats? Yeah. With everything in favor of Spain. Interesting. Fermin Torres, sorry, not Lopez. Fermin Torres, the Spanish player who's furthest up. While Spain nearly the whole team is in the half of Cape Verde. It's Cubarsí and Laporte who are sort of on the edge of the middle line, while Cape Verde completely are in their own half, except for Livramento. So that's the interesting scenario here. Hey, Sean, welcome back. So therefore, a lot of challenge here for both the teams. If they can make something and get a result out of this game. For Cape Verde, if they get a result here, it would be sensational. And it would be the biggest shock of the tournament so far. Spain, to me, one of the top favorites to win the title. So can they get that across? Goal kick for Cape Verde. 25 plus minutes on the clock. Cape Verde try and keep the ball to play it back to the back line, but now played to the right back. Keep it amongst themselves. Centre back. Ball across. Ryan Mendes gets it past Cucurella. Oh, still. And that's a shot blocked by Cucurella. From Steven Morea. Yeah, the hip of Cucurella. Cape Verde trying to get into attacking position. Ball played across. Can Cape Verde control it? No, they can't. Ferran Torres, counter-attacking chance for Spain. Torres looking for Oyarzabal, intercepted by Cape Verde. Oh, could have been danger for Spain. Llorente, Cubarsí. And that's Rodri. Pedri. Ball out to Fermin Lopez. Cape Verde steal the ball again. They're doing better at the moment. The Islanders putting their own goalkeeper under pressure. That's if the collection was better, but Ozinia did well. But in midfield, couldn't control it. After Spain played a weak starting 11, looks like they thought it would be easy to beat Cabo Verde. Easy opponent. No one is an easy opponent. But again, we don't know if there are any injuries or other things in the Spanish squad. Why they played this? Cucurella tries to play it, and then the shot attempt from the Chelsea left back. So, yeah, I mean, if I look at the bench, David Raya, Joan Garcia as goalkeepers, Marc Pubil, Eric Garcia, Pedro Porro, Alejandro Grimaldo as defenders, Mikel Moreno, Alex Baena, Martin Zubamendi, Dani Olmo, Nico Williams, Lamine Yamal, Jeremy Pino, Victor Munoz, and Borja Iglesias as the options in midfield and attack. Spain trying to combine, huh? And the keeper has the ball. Vuzinia. As some people in our country are against having origin players for Team India, they're the biggest snakes in our country. Eritrea, again, anyone who is against origin players is not, talking about the best interests of Indian football. Sorry, and it's gonna come. It's not a football thing. It's an IOA thing. It's an sports ministry thing. It's about Olympics. So it's not a football centric thing. People are selling us as a football centric thing, but it's not a football centric thing, as I've said in my videos. Feeling bad that it goes time for Real Madrid. Okay. Maybe a chance. Ola Sabal blocked by Cap Verde. Oya Sabal with the last touch. Throw in 4. Capo Verde, as they are called, or Cape Verde. Oya Sabal having his problems to get past. Sydney Lopez Cabral does well. Rodri. Intercepted by Cape Verde. It's good defending. Kevin Pina. Spain have the ball back. Asian teams are undefeated till now. Yeah, some good results. Aussies winning. I think the biggest upset in that way against Turkey 2-0. Qatar scoring late against Switzerland. And of course Japan, Netherlands, the 2-2. Yeah, one of the best matches so far in this tournament, where Japan, with a little bit more luck, could have won it. Cape Verde win the ball back. Cabral to Lopez Cabral. And Cape Verde are playing it out at the back. Very interesting. Cape Verde with the ball. Other than Yamal, there is no quality attacker who can excite fans. Oh, I don't agree with that. I think Spain has attacking line. If you've got Gavi in there, you've got Jose Sabal in there, you've got Fermin Torres in there. That's good. And you've got Pedri and Rodri behind that. Fabian Ruiz and offside. Ryan Mendes, not happy. And Spain have to be better. It's not the best that what I've seen from Spain so far. Not impressive. And Unai Simon, yeah, telling his teammates, guys, structure needs to be better. Spain with the ball. Played out to Fermin Lopez. Yeah, blocked by. And that's a foul from Fermin Lopez. Lopez Cabral. I don't know why, but this Spain team is disjointed. No, Shom, it's not disjointed. They are overdoing, right? They are overdoing their. I will carry the ball to the goal. That's another foul. They have this tendency to try and play the ball into the goal, and that is, in my opinion, a problem. If you see this game so far, yeah, and that's the thing. And Shumon is very, very right. Spain lacks strikers. A real centre forward, real number 9 is what Spain lacks at the moment. You know, even in the days of Morata or or Torres, they had good the Torres. Oh, now quickly moving. Sabal to me is not a out and out attacker, very good attacking midfielder, but long range attempt. Yeah, why not? Why not? Delon Livramento out of his own half. Seeing that Unai Simon off his line. If we start giving quality that is European type coaching from grassroots level in Africa and start coaching education, AFF control can go along with it. Actually, 100%. But again, what you're saying would work. But will it work in the short term or will it take time? That's going to be the question with Indian football. I said attackers, not midfielders. Don't say Ferran Torres is a core attacker to any Barca fan. Sure, I don't care what Barca fan thinks. Ferran Torres is an attacker. He's not a midfielder, right? Might talk about a winger. For Spain to win the World Cup, Nico Williams, Ferran Torres, and Nano have to be in the absolute best. Yeah, and you're forgetting Lamine Yamal, Hitesh, who most probably is the best. Kubasi. Yeah, chip from Pedri. Kukurea. And it's a brilliant save. From Vozinha. But it is offside. Goal would not have counted. First time Spain. Kukurea already offside. At Cape Verde. Oh, that should be another foul. Yeah. Llorente. You see that? Yeah, it's clearly hit on the knee. Against Dylan Livramento. And Cape Verde trying to play football. That's good to see. After Villa and Fernando Torres, they don't have any strikers. Yeah, Alvaro Morata, a lot of people wouldn't rate, but Alvaro Morata in this team would have made a difference. And that's a long range attempt from Cabral. Over. First real attempt from Jovan Cabral, who plays at Estrela Amadora in Portugal. First attempt from Cape Verde. And a little boy in a used jersey. Having the ball. 37 plus minutes on the clock. Spain and Cape Verde 0-0. Ball out to Ferran Torres. Llorente. Rodri. Back to Torres. Kubasi. Pedri. Laporte. Pedri. Cucurella. Pedri across to Fabian Ruiz. Llorente. Cross. Long Pedri looking to shoot. Blocked Cucurella. Heads it back to Laporte. Too playful. Spain, to me, doesn't have that penetration. Not really getting the chances. Pedri. And that is. And another Vozinha save. First of all, Rodri with the chip. This time, Cucurella not offside. And Fermin puts it on the crossbar. And then Oyarzabal, Vozinha with the save. 39 plus minutes. Best chance for Spain so far. 0-0 against Cape Verde. Or as they say, the islanders, Capo Verde. Corner for Spain from the left. Into the danger area, headed out by Cape Verde. Spain have the ball back on the left. Rodri. And that's totally miscued. Yeah, they're showing it again. And Torres against the crossbar. Best chance for Spain so far. Yeah, it will take time, but what's the problem with that? Great things take time. Yeah. Unless we don't do it, the change will never start. Yeah, but actually, who's going to pay for it? The ideas. It's not Indian football. Is not the problem. It's the ideas. It's the problem. Is who's going to pay for it? Who's going to organize, manage it? Very much Egypt will be interesting to watch. Let's see. Shoham, guten Abend. Zorabar, good evening. What again, Germany yesterday, though Curaçao should probably have to score against Germany. Yeah, Zorabar, I think Curaçao wasn't that bad. I think there are teams who've been worse in this tournament. But I think Germany did show their class. So, yeah, especially after the 1-1, I think Germany showed what they are capable of. They are moving the ball out. Yeah, they're moving the ball, moving too much, I think, Hannibal, in my opinion. But Spain is now maybe getting more chances. Curaçao with a chance maybe for a counter-attack, committing men forward. Curaçao, Ryan Mendes. Oh, Curaçao in the box. And that is too much of selfishness. Ball across to Kubarsi. Llorente. Fabian Ruiz. Rodri. Laporte. Pedri, Fabian Ruiz, Llorente, Oyarzabal, Kubarsi, out via Pedri to Cucurella. Spain is trying to increase the speed of their passing. Wants to be faster. Spain in the box. And Pedri denied or offside given. It's Air's job, this government who can pay or private investments. The government is not going to pay. Akshay, it sounds so easy. Yeah, it'll raise the money. Listen, if you're going to do it the way you want to do it, I don't even how many hundreds of crores will we have to be committed over a 15, 20-year period to do that. I don't think anyone will do that. So it sounds so easy, but again, it's very complicated. Hi, Roshan. Welcome back. Draw deserved. Yeah, Spain has been unimaginative in my opinion. Lose the ball. And Curacao, I'm saying. Cape Verde is becoming a little more adventurous. Cabral, Lopez. No one goes long. Good idea. Lopez Cabral, the left back. They're not playing bad. What are your expectations of players like Musala, Umar, Umush, and Hamza Abdel Karim in this World Cup? There's nothing. I've got no expectation from any players, specific players. I just want to be at a good tournament, and in the end, Germany wins. No jokes apart. Yeah, it's let's see who performs well or not. Spain with Cucurella on the left. That's a good ball. That should be Fermin Lopez. Fermin Torres. Sorry, why am I going to Lopez? Good save by Vozinha. Oh, mistake in the build-up from Cape Verde. Spain playing quickly. And that's Pedri. Goal kick. Yeah. Thank God I didn't pay 7, 9, 10 to Z5. I'm watching matches on cinema. Z Cinema. Okay, show him. Do you see this passport becoming right? It's just another lollipop. Zoravar, it has nothing to do with the AFF. If you've watched my video where I speak about it, this whole, um, it has nothing to do with football. It's a bigger thing. It's about Indian sports. So therefore, this is going to come. So yeah, that's the thing. Llorente, Kubasi. Spain has been very selfish, says Hitesh, because at this point, Desperate was our only hope. Yes, Soraba. Clem Torres, that's why Barca fans don't like him. Yeah, but that happens, right? With such chances to hit the post, crossbar, whatever, it does happen. Spain, yeah, it's like handball, right? You're playing from left to right, to right to left, and hoping for gaps to try and create opportunities. Yeah. Fabian Ruiz looking for the ball in the middle, ball across and cleared for a corner. 4 minutes of added time in the first half. Corner in that second minute of added time for Spain, who have not been at their best, surely. Nowhere near their best, actually, to be very honest. And Pedri to take that corner. Pedri into the danger area. There are multiple players, and that's a good save again. Laporte with the header. Vozinha. Good header. And the keeper has been really, really good. 40-year-old Vozinha. 90 plus international games for his country. Born on the island. But then moving on to play around in Portugal and other parts of Europe. Cape Verde, the core team, very, very old. All of them 30 plus. Oh, Spain. Okay, back to Unai Simon. Llorente. Ball across to Cucurella. This is back to Pedri. Ferran Torres. Llorente. Headed on. And that ball is going to go out. Oyarzabal. Yeah, Spain. Not convincing me. And very one-dimensional. But if football also would be biggest match from this because it becomes his reality with this of women featuring will be among yeah. Again, what we are, what we will be. Yeah. I thought from the last Euro Spain evolved from that old tiki taka. Yeah, Roshan looked like, right? But at the moment it looks and that's half time. Half time between Spain, Adam Mohamed, the match referee, blows for halftime between Spain and Cape Verde, or Capo Verde, as the Islanders say. And I would say deserving draw for the Islanders, who have surprised, I think, the Spaniards. And so, yeah, Spain will have to do much, much more because this at the moment is not good enough, in my opinion, to be able to win this encounter. And therefore, it is goalless at the break between Spain and Cape Verde. And yeah, so therefore, let's see what the match stats say. Sorry, I'm looking for the match stats. 70% to 30% ball possession for Spain, an XG value of 1.3 for Spain, 0.04 for Cape Verde, 12 to 3 chances in favor of the Spaniards, 4 saves from the keeper, 4 to 0 corners, and 398 passes to 167. And yeah, incredible. But it's goalless and it's a deserved goalless. So, Mr. Comments, sorry, which one did I miss? Okay. I feel they need a striker like Samo. Samo is a physical striker and he holds up really good. Yeah, but injured and therefore not an option. I think Japan did it, the coaches thing. Actually, Japan did a lot of things. Yes, coaching exposure in regard to youth football via school football in Japan, also via club football as well. And the best players have been going to Europe for the last 4.5 decades, right? Okudera came to. When did Okudera come to Spain? Spain, Germany. Yosuhiko Okudera, who's now 74, came to Germany in 1977. So nearly 50 years back, he joined FC Cologne, then joined Hertha Berlin, and then Werder Bremen. So, yeah. So therefore, he was one of those. And then, their best players are in Europe, right? It angers me that people who don't give a damn regarding Indian football year round suddenly wake up during FIFA World Cup and start giving their zero logic opinion. Some people already started grassroots. Yeah, yeah. So Robert, that's why I did something. I did that video yesterday. Don't question Indian football once every 4 years. That's why I did that video. Spread that video, guys. Spread that video. Where I talk about things from what I say is my perspective. Where I speak about it as a. I don't again. Anyone and everyone is allowed to question Indian football or should question Indian football. But to me, it was weird that there are these people who are suddenly questioning Indian football who have never bothered about Indian football, right? Is the sports passport proposal legally possible? Yes, it is. Hannibal, it's the sports ministry's proposal with support of the Indian Olympic Association. So they would not make such a proposal if it was not realistic. You know, wow, goalless. Yeah, look, Spain, unimaginative is, I think, the word that I would like to use. No creativity. And the outcome is a nil-nil. Covered have done what they needed to do to be defensively. Have done one of their mistake, but their keeper, a 40-year-old Vozinha, doing very, very well. And again, Cape Verde, very interesting that they actually have a lot of experience. And so therefore, for me, that's an interesting one to see. Vozinha in goal, who's 40. Stupeda is 38. Pico is 33. Stephen Morea is 31. Right. Jamiro Montero is 32. Gary Rodriguez is 35. Um, you know, uh, Willie Semedo 32. Ryan Mendes, the captain, 35. Nuno da Costa is 35, 36, sorry, and then Nuno da Costa is 35. So very, very experienced team with a lot of experience in the game, in the tournament, in the leagues in Portugal. What about young Ian Bosset select for trials in junior Bayern is 188. Let's see. He's not selected. 17-year-old cannot be selected. He's selected for the world squad. And therefore, that will be very interesting to see what happens. Yeah. Many misses in Gippo about the goalkeeper till now. Yeah, not that. I wouldn't say that many misses, right? I mean, yes, there were misses, but not that many, Blue. I thought Spain, as I said, I feel very unimaginative. Nothing. It's lacking to me from their gameplay. Tunisia manager sacked. Yes, Shoham Lamouchi has been sacked, and um, does it make sense? Doesn't it make sense? Could be a question, but we've always have these nations who react at short notice when such results come around the corner, and it seems like Tunisia couldn't take the loss to Sweden last night, and that's a heavy one, right? That's a big one. Agenda saying India doesn't need as per players. These people, glorify cricket, and during FIFA World Cup, when they see how relevant cricket is globally, they start coping with these posts. It's rubber. It's again, it's gonna happen. If India wants to host the Olympics, it will happen. And therefore, that this time around, there is not a question. It's not an AFF initiative, or it's not an initiative from here and there. um, you know, and to me, very clearly, it's going to come. It's a question of when. Is it going to come in the next 6 months or 12 months? But it will come, I think, before the end of next year, because 2028 LA Olympics, I think, is the target for the Indian Olympic Association, because the Indian Olympic Association's point is very, very clear that they want more medals in the 2028 London thing, Los Angeles Olympics. And if they want to do that, then for them, it's very, very clear that they will have to, uh, you know, depend on diaspora aspects for us to be better in uh, Olympics. Hey, Anurag, hope you enjoyed the Germany win. Lovely place to watch the match. Oh, Anurag, really enjoyed yesterday. Real great fun. And yeah, was needed, I think, for Germany after all the results in the last few years at World Cups. So that's, I feel it's good, and and therefore I think it's very important for us that that we um get those results that we want and we need. And yeah, that's going to be very interesting to see in the coming days and weeks and months, if we're going to be able to, as Germany, continue with this, with these results going forward. You know, creation isn't happening. Your opinion about the team, especially the wings. Yeah, it's you're trying to you're playing a little bit of a handball game, as I like to say. You're playing around the box. You're playing from right to left. You're hoping that Kukurea or Llorente will create something, and then again Gavi is not at all in the game, very sadly. And Ferran Torres is trying, but yeah, you know, and uh, yeah, that's the reality. And we it needs more from Pedri. It needs more from Rodri and Fabian Ruiz. I think those three need to be more creative and find those gaps and maybe even try and play and put pressure and pull the Capo Verde defense apart. I think that's the thing. And Vozinha has been excellent in goal, right? So yeah, that's the situation. Capo Verde goalkeeper Donnarumma, Nicola, Naruto. I have heard that the meeting that happened between the clubs, the FN Sports, is said to be one of the top meetings now. So they was well prepared this time around. I don't know where you've heard this from. I don't know where where it is coming from. Can't believe Spain missed so easy chances. Also, one to done defender broke on counters. Shanata, where did Spain miss easy chances? I don't know where were the easy chances. Spain has been struggling to create. Someone from the central government has pushed the sportsmen to hold the meeting. Who says that? Sure, wrong info. I don't know who's saying that. Yeah, but the goalkeeper is doing brilliant effort. Yeah, best man on the field. 40-year-old Vozinha, 40-year-old, very experienced goalkeeper, doing very well. I'm supporting India for the last 12 years, so raising question about every 4 years thing is not appropriate, and people agree on not improvement at grassroots level is the only solution. Actually, it is, but again, who's going to invest into it? I think that's the whole problem at the moment with grassroots and blah blah. Uh, you know, um, so therefore, yeah, who's going to do it? Who's gonna invest in it, right? Because you don't know if the system will survive tomorrow, and therefore, a lot of people will tell you, okay, why should I invest in X Y Z? Because I don't know if the system will be there. That's a big problem which Indian football at this moment in time, as we speak, faces, and therefore, grassroots investment, which is the yeah, one of the key drivers. No one wants to invest into grassroots, right? So therefore, let's hope it changes in the future. And yeah, but we are where we are. Are you seeing Yamal coming? Uh, yeah, Blue at some stage. I think again, Spain has an option. I was talking early on about the Spanish bench. Again, David Raya, Juan Garcia in goal, Marc Pubil, Eric Garcia, Pedro Porro, Alejandro Grimaldo in defense. And then those attacking options, Mikel Moreno, Alex Baena, Martin Subamendi, Dani Olmo, Nico Williams, Lamine Yamal, Jeremy Pino, Victor Munoz, Borja Iglesias. I think Borja Iglesias might be an interesting one as an out and out striker. And then of course Yamal, Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams, Dani Olmo. More than Nico Williams, I think Dani Olmo is another one. So yeah, I think we'll see them in the second half at some stage. Since you believe that this will happen, then AFO should already start contacting these hyper players. We should like Andre Pandro, Adrian Pereira. No, they shouldn't. What are they going to tell them? Oh, we hope that the government will clear this very soon, right? Zorawar, what are you going to offer them? You can only get those conversations really going when you're sure you know XYZ is the date that this will be sorted and done. At the moment, the AFF doesn't need to do anything and move. There were a few people from inside the FF who wanted 20 or asset plan from Genius Sports for their own personal interest. Sure. Who says that? Again, that's my point. Again, people are putting out these things and you're just quoting what other people are saying, right? Again, someone has said that, right? Again, all these things that you're putting out, show again, whoever is putting out those information, always asked them and said, you know that really, can you prove it? Because a lot of, because this whole OCI information which has been put out, if you even listen to the Sport Follow interview done with Kalyan, which I set up for Johnson, um, with Kalyan, he speaks about it a lot. And like, guys, this conversation has been going on for the last 12 months with the sports ministry, even the IOA, and I have had a conversation about this with PT Usha, right? So, guys, it is not dependent on football. So therefore, yeah. One Tunisian player name is Hannibal. Yes, your namesake. Again, some rumors when people think it's bringing so-called revolution in football. Yeah, but Jonathan, let's wait and see. Proposal sent to PMO will take at least 6 months to approve. So who says 6 months, 12 months? Who says time? What's the timeline? Again, these things are people have said, right? I'm just telling you, just wait. Then now, which impressed you the most and the biggest letdown expect down best team? Deutschland, Germany. You know, and biggest letdown. Brazil. Because I don't think Brazil deserved a draw against Morocco. I think Morocco were much, much better than Brazil. Brazil were really bad, right? Brazil, yeah, Brazil. Because, yeah. Rava says to Akshay, please, these grassroots exercises have been happening for last 3, 4 decades to no avail. These grassroots coaches believe that they produce world-class players since they make it to the national team. Yeah, yeah, very big problem. Oh, he's 40 years old. Yes, he is. Shanata is 40. That's what I'm saying. Again, anyone who's questions, if you're going into these big tournaments, you're not going to go in with kids. You're going to go in with experience with these teams. And you've seen this also with other teams, experienced teams, right? Quality gameplay from Cowboy. Yeah, because they've tried their best so far, and I think they've done well. PCCI gave 25 crore to F 2009 for AFC Asian Cup 2009 preparation. Did this really happen? Yes. Hannibal, I don't know don't remember the figure if it was 20 or 25 or maybe even 30 or more. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Tunisia just sacked their coach. Big call. Yeah, Simon didn't just sack their coach, sacked him early in the day, but again, they 5-1 against Sweden, couldn't take it. Due to no competition with national players, once they see that academic players are able to make it national team, only they would change. Let's see, Zoravar, if they will change. Team is out for form visit now. After only something can happen. Hannibal, it's not a thing that he comes back tomorrow and then he looks at it and says, "Okay, great, brilliant, let's do this." So therefore, yeah. That reminds me of Thailand sacking the coach right after the 4-1 thrashing by India. Yeah, sounds very true. Very, very true at that time. Body balled out that day. Amazing talent. Yeah, Body. Simon, think about it. Under 21 France captain decides to play for Morocco, where even maybe France might have thought about bringing him into the World Cup squad. Oh, yeah, so crazy. Joao Pedro sacrificed himself so that Neymar could be fit in. I will take Joao Pedro instead of Igor Thiago. Who says, again, Sean, who says that Joao Pedro was sacrificed for Neymar? Who tells you that? Right? And the question is not one player. Brazil as a team is not good enough. It is not just about one player. That team is not good enough. It's not at the level that I think a lot of people expect. Covered approving their critics wrong. They shouldn't be compared to Curacao. They defeated Cameroon and qualified to merit. Simon, yes, but even Curacao played football, right? I mean, Curacao got thrashed by one of the best teams in the world, maybe the best team in the world. So therefore, that is something that we need to think about when you lose to Germany as the second half is kicked off. You know, so therefore, yeah. So that's the thing. Spain chip it forward. That was in your once more has the ball. Looks like no substitutions so far at both ends. According to Musa Bhai, it will take 8 months in minimum to a year to this sports person to become Raji. Yeah. 8 months to a year. So that's what I'm saying. 6 to 12 months is going to happen. Let's wait and see. I think give it till end of next year. The smile on your face whenever you talk about Germany. Sure. I've said this. Germany is a team with a lot of potential. And if they play to their potential, they can win the World Cup. Period. They just need to play to their potential. And the whole team didn't even play to potential yesterday, and they still were able to beat Curacao 7-1, right? And could have gone double digit, actually. Yes, Curacao deserved the plaudits. They played football and deserved that goal. Yeah, they did. Spain now, yeah, even more, playing around the Curacao saying Cape Verde box. Llorente. Trying to play through. Pedri on the left. Trying to find space. Puts it into the middle. Headed on by Oyarzabal. Llorente. Spain trying to pick up speed, and that ball goes over from Fabian Ruiz. Yeah, Spain trying to be faster. Oyarzabal. And that's where I say Borja Iglesias might be your answer of an out-and-out striker. Who would be the bigger challenge, Ivory Coast or Ecuador? Again, after last night, most probably won't have to say Ivory Coast. Spain reminded me of the PSG Arsenal game, says Simon, yeah. Spain retained the ball. Rodri. And this is, I don't know how long Cape Verde can keep this structure and shape, because if they concede a goal, it could fall apart quickly. Oh, that's a nice little bit of Gavi. And Cape Verde maybe with a chance to break. But Kubasi does well. Kukurea. Gavi. Looks like Gavi more centrally and Pedri playing a little bit more on the left. Kubasi. Laporte. Kukurea. Pedri. Oh, chips it. Lovely forward. Blocked by Cape Verde once more. And they don't just kick the ball out. Pino. Laporte. And maybe a chance for Cape Verde to break. Oh, that was offside. Borges. Dini Borges as well in that defensive unit, but Ryan Mendes and Delon Livramento don't combine for that counter. Yeah. Oh, and that's a slip. Chance for Cape Verde. The Islanders lose the ball in their forward. Oyarzabal, Ferran Torres. Sorry, Fabian Ruiz. Again. Ecuador is a very defensive team. The problem is goal scoring. Yeah, but the defense, they've got better, the best players. Watching the match with multi-view on Magenta TV. Okay. Hope you're enjoying it, Roshan. Spain again with the ball. Kubasi. Laporte. Laporte. Rodri. Pedri. Out to Llorente. Ferran Torres. Llorente. Pedri. Pedri with some space. Plays it out to Torres. Pedri wants it across. And Wozinha back in the middle to get to the ball. Okay, but they have impressed me, I have to say that. Didn't expect all of this from them. Would have thought Spaniards might have a problem here and there, but they would run away with the game. Gavi. And foul given against Spain. 52 minutes on the clock. goalless between the mighty España and the Islanders from Cape Verde. Spain will be happy with a 1-0 escape. Yeah, Hitesh. Spain didn't play a good World Cup in 2022. If you remember, lost to Japan. Yeah, beat Costa Rica, but were on the verge of defeat against Germany in that 1-1 draw. And then lost out to Morocco. So Spain, with all the talent, but at the moment, covered, lose the ball, and that's a direct attempt on goal from Oyarzabal. And Vozinha all over. Lucky the goalkeeper. The old man scrambling in regard to that Oyarzabal attempt. Because he was trying to cover Fermin Torres. Covered. Try and play out of from the back. They're not kicking the ball out. They're trying to play football. That's very interesting to see. Ball across to the other side. Cucurella. Oh, Cucurella against Ryan Mendes. Throw in Spain. (2006) Italy, 2010 Spain, 2014 Germany, 2018 France, and 2022 Argentina. The last 5 world champions in the last 2 decades. Cape coach and team are together for some. Yes, Roshan, very experienced team, right? And ball in the middle, but no problem. Ferran Torres, yeah. Sorry, Shom. Sometimes you mix up names. Who were the best in the last 20 years, in your opinion? I guess Spain 2010 would be my pick if you ask me. That was most probably the best pick. Oh, someone seems to be down. Ball played out by Cape Verde. And Cabral, Jovan Cabral, one of the younger ones, seems to have a problem. Born in the island, played in the youth academy of Sporting Lisbon, and interestingly, has played 6 years at Sporting Lisbon. Even got matches, scored goals, but has time at Lazio, Salernitana, and Olympiacos on loan. And then in 2024 joined Estrela Amadora, another team in Portugal. So Jovan Cabral, a Sporting Lisbon product. Cucurella, Pedri. Oh, that's a chance. The Oyarzabal. Sorry, Fabian Ruiz in the middle with Oyarzabal. And again, Vozinha with the ball. If it stays this way, he's the man of the match for me. No doubt about it. Laporte plays it back to Unai Simon. And we see Leroy Duarte getting ready to come on. Maybe to ease the pressure on that Cape Verde midfield. 26-year-old, younger legs, fresh legs, born in the Netherlands. And a product of the Sparta Rotterdam Academy. Ooh. Vozinha clears it for a throw-in. There are keepers everywhere. Yeah. Sparta Rotterdam even spent time the first team, played then for Fortuna Sittard, and then joined Ludogorets Razgrad in Bulgaria. Oh, long range attempt! Laporte goes over. And Semen, oh, double substitution, or triple substitution looks like. Leroy Duarte and Willy Semedo. And Cape Verde clear their lines. They can't really do that. Chance for Ferran Torres. Cleared by Dini Borges. If Cape Verde gets a goal, it's a shot. 100%. Roshan, 100%. Spain are playing cricket today. Okay. Corner for the Spaniards. Played short. Now into the box, headed out by Cape Verde. Fabian Ruiz. Is it to Llorente? Back to Ruiz. Rodri, Pedri, and Fabian Ruiz not really able to put that control in the midfield out there. Oh, Pedri losing the ball. Pedri with a through ball attempt. Didn't get to Fermin Lopez and Vozenia. Class from the keeper. And the Capo Verde fans. Ball out. Capo Verde maybe with a chance. Ryan Mendes. Ryan Mendes loses the ball against Gavi. And maybe a chance for Ferran Torres to counter. Oh, gets to the ball but cleared by Borges. Oh, it's a corner for the Spaniards. And Lamine Yamal makes way after 60 minutes to warm up. A triple substitution for Capo Verde. Jovan Cabral amongst them to go off. Laros Duarte most probably going off for his own brother, for Leroy. And Nuno da Costa, as well as Delon Livramento. So the attacking unit getting fresh legs. Willy Semedo, Nuno da Costa, both 30 plus, and Leroy Duarte, the 26-year-old Netherlands born player. Oh, and Ozinia has the ball again. 61 plus minutes. It's now a question of, can Curaçao hold on for another half an hour? Ball with the Spaniards. Germany, Curaçao remind me of India was Bahrain at AFC Asian Cup 2011. Curaçao didn't expect anything. What the goal was that? Yeah, not only the goal, but the goals for India were the highlights. I remember that match very much at the Al Saad Stadium. Yeah, that was an enjoyable evening. Made us very, very proud. I remember Tim Cahill coming to the players. Oh, mistake. Kukurea plays it back to Rodri. Gavi. Rodri. Pedri. Oh, 1, 2, 3. No, that was one too many. And Curaçao earn a throw in. Sorry, Curaçao saying Cape Verde. Ryan Mendes helping out. Steven Morea. And yeah, 3, 2, 1. Never risk it too much. But the Spaniards have the ball back too quickly. Cape Verde need to do something. The pressure is growing. It's one-way traffic mainly. Laporte. Pedri. Back to Laporte. Back to Pedri. Across to Cubarsi. Fabian Ruiz. Llorente. Shot blocked. And Capo Verde maybe trying to counter. No, the Spaniards control the ball. Cubarsi. Oh, Cubarsi tries to play through. Well intercepted, but back with Spaniards. Fabian Ruiz. Rodri. Rodri looking for Cucurella. Cucurella in the middle, ball cleared again. Ryan Mendes. Ryan Mendes. Cucurella steals him the ball again away. Mendes trying his best to cause problems for the Spanish defense, but that's difficult. Spain again with the ball. Llorente. Rodri. Llorente. Fabian Ruiz. Laporte. Pedri. Pedri. Cubarsi. Llorente. Sorry, Laporte. Oh, good ball for Oyarzabal, but can't get to it. A thoughtful Bubista, the head coach of Capo Verde, and their fans are enjoying themselves. The Islanders, at this moment in time, it would be the biggest surprise of this World Cup. Oh, and a player down. Is that Laporte? Substitute Nuno da Costa involved. Yeah, it is Laporte. And Jamiro Montero helps them up again. It was Nuno da Costa. And Laporte hurting on the nose. Spain again, trying to build up. Rodri, Laporte, Pedri. Pedri chips it for Cucurella, cleared. Rodri, back to Pedri. Cubarsi. Laporte, out to Cucurella. Rodri. Pedri, Laporte. Cubarsi. And that's Curaçao trying to counter, but that ball will go out. Llorente to take the free kick. Throw in, sorry. Cubarsi. Very one-dimensional Spain. No creativity. Not finding the space. Cucurella. Oyarzabal. Back to Cucurella. Rodri. Oyarzabal. Rodri. Cubarsi. Fabian Ruiz. Llorente. Fabian Ruiz. Cubarsi. Laporte. Rodri. Cucurella. Rodri. Pedri. Back to Rodri. Back to Pedri. Ball across to Fabian Ruiz. Llorente. Plays it back to Fabian Ruiz. Llorente on the edge of the box. And Cape Verde steal the ball. And then Llorente puts enough pressure on Sydney Lopez Cabral for a corner for the Spaniards. 67 plus minutes. Spain nil, Cape Verde nil. The biggest surprise of the ongoing FIFA World Cup. Oh, and Vozinha pushed by Rodri. And Lamine Yamal is getting his jersey on for Spain. Vozinha still on the ground. Wants treatment, needs treatment, the old man. Yeah. Does get a little bit of touch from Rodri. Legs are hurting. And Lamine Yamal, he seems to be the hope of the Spaniards tonight. And it's the hydration break. Let me just get up as well. Surprise, surprise. It's still goalless in Atlanta between the mighty Spain and debutants Cape Verde. The mighty España have not been able to score against the Islanders. And if it remains this way, it will be one of the biggest surprises in World Cup history. Crazy to think. And will be interesting to see what they can do. And again, Spain, whatever happens from now, even if they win it 3-0, 4-0, which can still happen, there's enough time on the clock. But to me, Cape Verde, the island nation, needs to be complimented for what their boys have performed so far in this game. Really, really respect from my side for what they've done in this game so far, because I didn't expect this. I expected Spain to easily score a 3-4, maybe 6-0. Yeah, I'll be honest about that. But so far, Spain have disappointed from start to nearly 70 minutes of play. Who would have thought that they would struggle against the Islanders? Lamine Yamal, as well as Mikel Moreno, Premier League champions with Arsenal. And it's Fabian Ruiz who comes off for Mikel Moreno. Will be interesting to see. And who's going off for Lamine Yamal? Gavi. Yeah, no impact. No impact at all so far. I can smell Goa. I can smell goal from Lamine. Let's see. Shoham. All the pressure on the teenager. Again, we expect from a player of his talent exceptional things. And the question is, did De La Fuente just rest his best players? And that might backfire. Long ball forward. In Pedri, Cucurella, back to Pedri, and Capo Verde clear their lines again. Throw in for Spain. Sporting Club Delhi, ऐसे Goa, Bangalore, FC, Northeast, it's the managing committee of the club proposal. The club, yeah, Blue, let's see if and when the AFF accepts it. Cucurella, Laporte, Pedri, Rodri, Llorente. And this is Lamine Yamal. Opala, sorry. Just lost my earpiece. But even Lamine Yamal struggling at the moment to trying to get past. Oh, does it once, does it twice. Create space for Llorente. That's a good shot there. Mikel Moreno, I think. Lamine Yamal, Llorente, and I think Mikel Moreno. Vozinho, long ball forward. Oh, headed on. But Unai Simon doesn't have to touch the ball. Out to Cucurella. Pedri. Kubasi. Moreno. Pedri. Rodri. Llorente. Lamine. Llorente. Pedri. Sorry, Rodri. Cucurella heads it back to Laporte. Pedri. It's one-way traffic. Laporte chips it into the middle, but cleared by Capo Verde, who kick it forward. Yeah. And their strikers are saying, hey, just don't kick it out uncontrolled. Try and play. Lamine Yamal. Llorente. Rodri. Llorente. Pedri. Pedri. Slips. And Capo Verde just about clear. Llorente. Kubasi. Rodri. Ferran Torres. And this is a chance. Oh, that touch wasn't good. Cape Verde. That was the chance maybe for a counter. I don't know whose touch wasn't good enough. Ball back with the Spaniards. Pedri. Looking for Lamine Yamal. Oh, that was an important clearance. That looks like a foul. Mikel Moreno. On Kevin Pina, the man who plays at Krasnodar. Substitution. João Paulo set to come on for Sydney Lopez Cabral. Yeah, Pedri, that was not enough. Goes down too easily. João Paulo plays in Romania for FCSB, the follow-up of FC Steaua Bucharest, or Bucuresti, as they like to call the Romanians. Spain with the ball once again. Ball out to Lamine Yamal against Joao. Plays it back to headed out by Cape Verde. Back to the Spaniards. Rodri, Laporte. Ferran Torres. Cucurella. And Laporte. Loses the ball. That was too easy. And that was too much of skills from Cape Verde. Cucurella. Oh, there's too many Spaniards in there. And Cape Verde clear their lines high. This is now a cup game where Cape Verde is just trying to survive in the game. Ball out to Cucurella. 77th minute already. Pedri. Pedri across to Llorente. Lamine Yamal. Llorente. Ferran Torres, Pedri, blocked. Cucurella. Laporte. Pedri. Pedri. Rodri. Rodri. Pedri. Out to Laporte. Back to Pedri. Cucurella. Cucurella. Yeah, can't get past Ryan Mendes. Ryan Mendes loses to Cucurella, but he plays it back to Laporte. Pedri keeps the ball. Plays it across to Llorente. Lamine Yamal. They're doubling Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal. And Oyarzabal. There was a Capo Verde player in there. Another substitution. Jamiro Montero coming off and Telmo Arjanio coming on. Big plays for Victoria de Guimarães, 24-year-old in Portugal. Telmo Arjanio, born in Lisbon. Vozinha doesn't get to it this time, but headed out. Oyarzabal, headed out by Cape Verde. It's the new left back, João Paulo. De La Fuente getting anxious. Rodri, Pedri, Llorente, Lamine Yamal. Has he got a special moment in him? Lamine, Llorente, Kubarsi, Cucurella, Rodri now as sort of a left back. Plays it back to Cucurella. Kubarsi, Llorente, Lamine Yamal. Chips it into dangerous area, kicked out by Cape Verde. 80 minutes now on the clock, still goalless. It's one-way traffic in Atlanta. Pedri, Lamine Yamal, can he keep it in? João Paulo. Was he the last man to touch the ball? Dani Olmo coming on for Ferran Torres. More creativity for Spain. Dani Olmo, the man from Barcelona, and goal kick for Cape Verde. Are Spain heading for a surprise, a shock draw in this competition? Vozinho to take the goal kick. João Paulo heads it on. But the Spaniards, 21-3 attempts for Spain, 6-0 on target. And that speaks volumes. And that's a chip. Ball comes to Lamine, and that's cleared. Guinea Borges wants a throw-in, but it is for Spain, who again start their sort of handball game, playing around the box. Cucurella, Rodri thinks of chipping it, doesn't do that. Llorente headed onwards. Cucurella, and Vozinho has the ball. 82 minutes on the clock. The seconds are running against Spain. This is heading for a climax. A word. Oh, with the ball nicely this time. Play it back. Missed the chance to be me a little bit more creative. Oh, that's a foul. João Paulo. Foul, I think, from Lamine Yamal. Free kick. Covered in the Spanish half. I think they haven't committed so many players in that second 45. Oh, that might be a chance. Unai Simon has to come out and just does that. Spain again with the ball. Take out the speed. Rodri. Laporte. Cucurella. Back to Laporte. Kubasi. Pedri. Llorente. Lamine. Kubarsi. Lamine. Llorente wasn't so clean. And it's a throw in for Cape Verde. Nearly 84 minutes. And the Spaniards are more and more worried. De La Fuente, what can he do? Speaking to his assistant coach, Luis De La Fuente, the big favorites for the title are heading for a stumbler here in Atlanta. Spain with the ball. Upward, clear their lines. But the ball is back with the Spaniards. Rodri chips it to Lamine. Headed out by Joao Paulo. Throw in for Spain. Kubasi plays it to his captain, Rodri. Rodri has a little bit of space. Plays it out to Cucurella, who's going to cross it into middle. And Rodri with a long-range attempt, which goes wide. Yeah, the heads are down. The Spaniards, their heads are down. They are worried because they're unable to create anything worthwhile at the moment. David lose the ball. Throw in Spain. Pedri. Rodri. Laporte. Dani Olmo on that left wing. Rodri. Back to Dani Olmo. Rodri. Dani Olmo plays it out to Cucurella. Laporte wants to chip, doesn't do that. Kubarsi. Pedri. Out to Lamine Yamal. Chance for Cape Verde to try and counter. But Llorente is there. Throw in Cape Verde. Substitutions. Nico Williams set to come on for the captain, for Rodri. More attacking power for Spain. 86 plus minutes. It's goalless between Spain and Cape Verde. Throw in for the Islanders. Ball pushed forward. Offside. Cape Verde. Putting it to their back line. Yeah. Vozinho, the keeper, goes long. Ryan Mendes doesn't win a free kick with that. Oh, that's the chance! Where's the ball? Puts it over. Set up by Dani Olmo, who does well. Nice turn. Oyarzabal. Dani Olmo, Oyarzabal. And I think it's the back of Pico. Roberto Carlos Lopez, the Irish-born Cape Verde defender. Spain with the ball. Into the box. Cleared. 88 minutes on the clock. Spain headed forward. Pico, João Paulo. And João Paulo can't get it wide. Dani Olmo with the ball, with space. Dani looking for options, and that's a throw in for the Islanders. Terrible. Terrible from Dani Olmo. This is, as Hitesh says, very disappointed performance with all the talent. Yes, Hitesh, 100%. I sadly can't give you a timer because I don't know how that works, Hitesh. I would love to do that. I would like to actually do one of those edits, but I can't. I've tried. Doesn't sadly work for me. Lamine Yamal, we're in the last minute of regulation time. Oh, mistake from the Spaniards. Capo Verde maybe with a counter. Could they be even bigger shock for the Spaniards? Cape Verde. That's a long range attempt. Doesn't go goalwards. But their fans are celebrating it. Kevin Pina, the man who plays in Krasnodar. Long range attempt. It's a corner. It would have gone goalwards. It's gone off Dani Olmo. And I think Cape Verde with their first corner. Telmo Arjanjo. 90 minutes are now up. Corner for Cape Verde and header! Unai Simon. Cape Verde actually have a shot on target. Chance for a counter. Nico Williams. Nico Williams beat this marker. But Vozinho. Oh, class. 5 minutes. That was a header from Danny Borges. And look at the Cape Verde bench. They all were hoping the impossible. Again, Spain with the ball. Cucurella plays it out to Nico Williams. Cucurella. Cucurella in the middle. Cleared by Dini Borges ahead of Mikel Moreno. The Spanish fans cannot believe it, what they're seeing. Pedri with the corner. Dead out by Cape Verde. Cucurella. Llorente. Llorente out to Pedri on the left. Pedri. Long range attempt blocked by the Spaniards themselves. And they've committed men forward. That ball doesn't get through. From Ryan Mendes. And Cape Verde, the substitutes are living this game as well. Lamine Yamal, Dani Olmo, Pedri, chips it for Cucurella. Cucurella plays it back to Pedri. Pedri Laporte. Back to Pedri. Kubarsi. Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal against Joao Paulo. Lamine Yamal tries it again. Oh, bad pass. And Cape Verde have the ball. Cape Verde have the ball, and that's a foul, and that will be a yellow card for Spain. Pedri forced into that foul. Now it should be goalless, draw. Those would be tragic. Yes, Hitesh, it would be. Is Mata playing? Roshan, Alvaro Morata still plays, but I don't think he plays for Spain anymore. Yeah. Pedri has to pull back. Nuno da Costa. Just said covered, missed on World Cup playoffs 2014 in CAF region because they feel in the match was put to the thing. Yeah, Roshan, they've been around, sniffing around a World Cup for quite a while because the bigger teams in Africa always. Dani Olmo, Lamine Yamal, we're in the 4th minute of added time. Blocked by Cape Verde. They will keep it now in. Cape Verde with the ball. Nice combination play. And Cape Verde are trying to play football. They're getting into attacking position. Cape Verde, will there be an attempt on goal? Put wide. By Ryan Mendes, the captain. Pedri, we are about to enter the last minute. Nico Williams. Nico Williams in the box. And Cape Verde play it out. Throw in Spain. Pedri. Dani Olmo. Lamine Yamal. Into the box, headed out. Oh, mistake by Cape Verde. That's... Is it a corner? Yes, it is a corner for Spain. Pico doesn't want it. This is the beauty of football. No superior, even Cape Verde is holding Spain. Yeah, Zorawa, that's the beauty of football, right? Corner for Spain. And that doesn't go in. And that should be it. That should be it for Cape Verde. In one of the biggest surprises in World Cup history, Cape Verde earn a 1-1 draw against Spain. Sensational draw for the small islanders from Cape Verde. The mighty Spanish, the biggest favorites of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, have been held by the Islanders. Wow. Wow. Who would have thought that Cape Verde would be able to hold Spain to such a draw? And let me put out a tweet quickly before we continue. And look at the celebrations. Sorry, let me quickly put the tweet out and I'll be back. The tweet is out. Infinia sports will work for, yes, it will work for all sports. Cupboard fighters, yes. Dark Knight, beautiful, beautiful. This is what football is about, right? Sorry, I just got up. This is what football is all about. That even a small island nation like Cape Verde, who you know, no one, no one would have rated before this tournament, that they are able to hold the Spaniards and they earn a deserving draw. This is not some, oh, by chance it happened. No, 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 no. Cape Verde earned this draw deservingly because Spain was too slow. Spain was lack of creativity, lack of ideas, and unbelievable. Good match, the biggest upset. Yes, the biggest upset. It's huge for Cape Verde. Do you think there was a luck for? No, it's not about luck. They earned it. University Thunder is okay. Yeah, Videsh. Cover is only 50,000 people, says Rava, and this is the World Cup. Yeah, this is the World Cup. This is the charm of the World Cup. And this is also after the first people started saying last night or this morning, oh, you know what, this 48 competition makes no sense because Germany beat Curacao 7-1. And one day later you have something like this where it shows, a 48 World Cup makes sense. Yeah. And yeah, this is they gave everything, right? And one thing one thing which today itself showed in this team, you know um that experience counts, right? If you look at how many 35, 36, and a 40-year-old goalkeeper they had in there, then it says to you how much experience counts at this level, without which they wouldn't have given India, Qatar, 0-0 vibes. Simon, not really. Biggest upset, yes, so far. Capo Verde, yes, Ochut. Whoever is playing, waiting to see India play. Oh, Roshan, yeah, yeah, yeah. Great determination fighting, right? That is what we wanted to see, and from that it was just, yeah. Ozinia, 40-year-old goalkeeper, and what a game he played. Yeah, it's incredible. I dream watching India doing such in Germany or Spain World Cup. Yeah, whatever. We dream a lot. What's your prediction for Belgium versus Egypt match? I think a 2-0 or 3-1 for Belgium. Germany can surprise big teams. To be honest, Germany, who are the big teams mindset mastery? I think Germany themselves are a big team. Who are Germany supposed to upset? Right? If you ask me that question after last night, I think Germany put themselves out there in the map and said, you know what, we can win this World Cup. So I don't think there is anyone bigger than Germany in there. Germany belongs to that pot. Again, to me, Spain were the biggest favorites. I said that. If you look at my earlier videos in the last few days and weeks, I would have said Spain are the biggest favorites in this tournament. And they still can win it, right? So don't get me wrong. Spain has still matches. Yeah, but this was, and even Lamine Yamal coming on and thought, okay, now he will change the game. João Paulo, took care of him. João Paulo plays for FC SB, the old FC Steaua Bucharest, right? Um, Someone who's played in on the island and then moved to um, Portugal, and then tried his luck in Moldova with Sheriff Tiraspol, then moved to Oldetul Galati in Romania, right? So these kind of players, respect, respect, respect. Said the start of the match, I was expecting Germany versus Curacao. Dark Knight, I'll be very, very honest with you. I expected Spain, what, 3-0, 4-0, 6-0. I have to be honest, right? But yeah, Spain didn't offer anything. So that, are they a Premier League player in the Cup World? No, they're not. Was 12 years. Yes, Simon, they could have qualified for Brazil 2014, but they didn't due to a substitute mistake. Yeah. Does it have a full team of those for like Curacao? Yes. Not, no, not, Zara, not really full, but again, it's an island nation with links to Portugal, and therefore, yeah, so therefore for me, that the link works, and they have diaspora players. They have players who are born in Portugal. They have someone who's born in Ireland. Got guys who are born in the Netherlands. Yes, they have diaspora players. Without the diaspora players, they wouldn't be where they are today. Let's be honest also with that. Very clear. France favorite. Let France play. Let France show that they are the favorites. So now more Argentine players are coming after announcing of sporting passports. Zigzag, let's wait and see what happens. The OGs, Mendes, Vuzinha, and their coach, Bista. Yeah, not only that, I think the whole team, Pico at the back, Dini Borges, even Sidney Lopez Cabral, they were all fighting. They were all trying to do whatever they could. Lopez Costa, what to do was his Simon. Yeah, honestly, this is the S- Saudi Arabia's Argentina game for Spain in terms of them having a flawless tournament for me now after blot at the start. Yeah, could be, could not be. Yeah, let's wait and see. Again, it could be like that, or it could be sort of the start of the end. We don't know, right? So we again, I think no one who has any links to the Spaniards would have thought that this would end up like this. Uh, you know, um, so therefore for me, yeah, that's the thing, which it did. Sir, let's say we play with quality OCI players, can we go to third round and then fourth round World Cup where there's 50 chance World Cup? Zigzag, again, you're getting carried away. Let the players come. Let's see who comes in. Let they see what the results are. I'm not going to go into that discussion because it's too early. It's too early for us. I do not want France again. Said Mastery. It also be a wake up call for Spain today. I mean, they didn't lose. They didn't lose, Roshan, but to get a result like this in the way they did, right? To me would be very disturbing to say the least. You've got Uruguay and Saudi Arabia, which normally shouldn't be a problem. Again, Spain play um, Saudi Arabia next on the 21st, and then Uruguay in a big one on the 26th. So let's see what happens. Spain has 74% possession, 77 goals compared to six. Yeah, but Hitesh, what is again the end result counts and stats are worth nothing, right? John Cabral was a prospect sporting Lisbon, but his career spiraled down. Yeah, Simon, we spoke about it earlier. The perception of Spain and Germany has changed by one match. Football is beautiful. Yeah, blue, but it might change even after the next game, and you don't know what's going to happen. So therefore, the charm, that's the charm, as you say, that's the charm of football. That's the charm of us talking about it. So therefore, yeah, let's wait and see. We have Belgium, Egypt starting off in less than an hour. And then, of course, midnight kickoff, Saudi Arabia versus Uruguay. So a lot of interesting matches coming up in the next few days. He did well till he was subbed off. Yeah, he did very well. But now the Spain looked sluggish, not to take away anything from Cabo, was biting my fingernails last time at Spain, next Italy in making. No, I don't. Spain, Italy, I don't know. No comparison is doesn't work because Spain has just too much of talent. But today, the lack of creativity, lack of everything, right? To me, it was lazy football, right? And they thought, okay, at some stage we're going to score, and this doesn't work. Any answer who's the CEO of ISIL going to be? Which names in contention you have any idea or hearing names? No block, nothing. No, but you can't blame people. Finally, and if we see a glimmer of hope. I'm not blaming Zoravar. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just saying that let the process get finalized and get started, and then we can have conversation about the things. So I'm excited about the announcement because I've just watched the crime on the field of football and pray God, please have mercy. Yeah, zigzag. Good to see African and Asian teams are doing good in FIFA World Cup, says Aman. Yes, I can see with the neck with Uruguay. Let's see, Simon. Again, this was a big one. Otherwise, no, it's not all darkness, Zoravar. How a team cannot score even after 74%. Hitesh, wasn't it in the last World Cup that Japan had, I think, less than 20% possession against Spain and Germany and still beat both of them? It works, right? How many Indian football fans have sympathy for Japan? But to be the honest, I have a lot of excitement to see Iraq. Uh, I don't know many, right? Not too many. Over to you, Raxus Simon. I think Roshan, if you again, there are teams that an Indian football fan likes. But yeah, let's wait and see. I mean, big ones tomorrow. France, Senegal. That could be a cracker of a game after France lost to Ivory Coast in the last friendly. And Iraq versus Norway. I hope Erling Haaland doesn't have a good day because that's going to be the crazy one. And then, of course, we have Argentina, Algeria. Algeria wants to prove a point. Austria, Jordan, I'm interested because I think Austria is one of those where I think they could get a little bit further in the tournament. And then we have um, Yeah, on Wednesday, the last set of matches, Portugal versus Congo, which I don't think also could be interesting. And then Uzbekistan versus Colombia. I'm looking forward to Uzbekistan. So let's wait and see what happens next. Senegal must win, says someone. Yeah, 24 years after Senegal won their first World Cup match against France. Yeah, Roshan, 2002, the opener. Very true. Now, do you think first match is kind of testing the water for these big teams, taking things too lightly? No. I mean, if you look at the way Germany played yesterday, then I would say no. Right? Germany was there from the first second, and they're spot on. Some teams take it lightly, yes, but but to me, yeah, let's wait and see what happens in the coming days and weeks. Because at the moment, to me, very very honestly, if I look at things, Anupam, I think there is no team which should take an opponent lightly. Yeah. Not that this game was because of temporary, but it will play a part for sure. These guys spending most part of the year in cold EU conditions won't have it easy. Glock, it was inside a dome. So I think in Atlanta, this doesn't work. It is a closed stadium. So I don't think your logic of heat, again, also Germany, Curacao was played in Houston in a dome. So therefore, closed roofs. So not a question. So what do you think about Sweden performance against Turkey 5-1? Tunisia, not Turkey, mindset mastery. Sweden has potential if they can get going. And Tunisia was poor, fired their manager Lamshi today. Let's wait and see. So do you think Spain is playing more robotic football, where I think Germany is the team I like from so many years because of their discipline and everything, and they're more pragmatic? I think zigzag Germany, yes. Is it pragmatic? On one side, yes, but the attacking unit Germany is, I think, one of the most creative, if not the most creative team at the moment in the world, right? Maybe not observed by many, but I don't think Germany is known for its discipline anymore as it used to be. I think Germany is an exciting, is a, what we in Germany would say is a sexy team to watch, right? And therefore that match yesterday was a proof. And you know, so therefore for me, because of matches, it was important for Germany for Roshan. I felt today I was in a different country, right? People are suddenly much more positive, this, that, everything. That's the charm of the World Cup, and especially here in Germany, the mood is linked to the national team, you know. And for me, therefore, for me, that's something which we felt last night, right? I mean, we had autocorsos and other things yesterday, people carrying flags, this, that, everything. It felt as if Germany had won the World Cup last night. So therefore, I don't know, Roshan, if you felt it last night as well, but it is important in these times with all the issues, all the problems that there are in the world. If we can get a little further in the tournament and play some good matches like we did yesterday, Germany was top notch, right? Curacao was not that bad an opponent. Yeah, if they can keep it up, they can go a long way. And not even all players played their best. What happened to Turkey? They lost to Australia, not Sweden. Uh, no, Tunisia. Rather arrogance. Turkey has a level of arrogance. Turkish fans were talking about the World Cup final and winning the World Cup and all that, and they're the best. Arda Güler is the best in the world, and Kenan Yildiz is this and that, everything. No, you're not. Turkish football fans. Someone said it yesterday in German. Turkish football fans are amongst the most arrogant without having quality, right? And that's whew, hard one, but to me, very very true. Turkey does not deserve that sort of level of arrogance that they think they should have, because they're just not good enough as they think at the moment. Australia looked great against Turkey. How far do you think they make it to round 16? Wow, Anupam. Nothing decided. That group is very tough with the USA and Paraguay in it. Yeah, round of 32, most probably yes. After that win, round of 16. Depends on who the opponent is. Edison Cavani, Suarez, and Euro team this time, says Hitesh. We used to hear good old cliche from sports people that you can't keep on a position, that you can't take any opposition lightly, but on days like this, we truly get the meaning of it. Yeah, a lot of people used to say that. Yeah. So therefore, for me, it is again. That's why it said you don't take any opposition lightly. But again, you've seen also, for example, if you look at the way Qatar played against Switzerland, right? They were they were defensive, tried their bits here and there. It's like the way that other opponents play against Qatar in Asia. So that's also something. Yes or no? I see that with Turkish club football too. Yeah, but again, Roshan, let's not even get into that whole Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, and Besiktas, especially about Galatasaray, biggest club in the world, whatever. You know, so that's the thing. Germany, lack of experience. France can lose final if happens, I think. Where is the lack of experience? Mindset mastery, where is the lack of experience in the German team? Your team is made up mainly of players and top teams. Bayern Munich is the core, right? One of the best teams in Europe. Most probably the second best, only to PSG. Havertz won the Premier League. Um, Top players from Borussia Dortmund. Where does Germany lack in? I think the French team has a lot of potential, but again, the same thing. I don't think it's a question of experience. Even Moroccans are no, I don't think so, Zorawa. Do you see Australia beating Turkey as upset, or are they more even? Or Turkey was never the dark horse? Turkey is not a dark horse, but it was still an upset. I would have rated Turkey higher than Australia. Yes, you know. So therefore, for me, it was an upset. It was surely an upset, but it wasn't an upset as some people will try and tell you, right? But Australia, the way they defended, tried to do their things. So for me, um, yeah. So therefore, I don't know where it is. Edison Cavani and Luis Suarez, they are not Hitesh. Where are those two are not in the team? I just let me check. No, they're not. Where is your uh, Darwin Nunes, Frederico Vinas, and Rodrigo Aguirre are the strikers. Those two are not in the team. I think Sir after Argentina have a special space for Germany, and I think this work is for Germany, and they will surprise everyone. And Germany is the first team final because of their balance. So exactly, let's wait and see. We just played, um, you know. So yeah, that's a lot to play. Naruto must be sitting at home watching himself covered. I don't think Naruto in every aspect of partner because upset was this man. Yes, but I think I don't know if there will be a bigger upset in this tournament than this outcome and result for Spain tonight. I still remember last year when most Super Giants fans linking Jackson having the team and having their own happiness. Yeah, the aim of a league needs to be a case study. The level of a league needs to be a case study, says Simon. Beatrice for now. Yeah, Beatrice top. But again, level of A League is not the question. You can grow over the top. Look at the Cape Verde players where they play. Look at where the Spanish players play. Spanish players play what at Barca, Man City, Chelsea, this and everything. So Turkish and arrogance in every where they do not do anything in the world, but arrogance is like the everything. So it was Econ Inkster. Yeah. US is dark horse dangerous. I don't think so. Mindset mastery after the match to make someone a dark horse or not. Let's wait and see. Let the US do better. I think the US is beating Turkey possible. Yes. Yes, they will do that. But Valverde, Rodrigo Aguirre are the ones to watch out for. Yeah. Hitesh, maybe. But again, just as a reminder, there is no Edison Cavani and no Luis Suarez in the team. So I don't know where you had that information from. Right. And yeah. Yeah. Quick reminder, if you haven't, um, in this watch along, if you haven't, do put out a like, put out a share, put out a subscribe. 15 likes so far. Thank you very much. Yeah, as I say, share with others. And if you haven't, please subscribe to Arun Foot here on YouTube. We are at 4,529. Thank you very much. Grown quite a bit, 4,529. Thank you for crossing the 4,500 mark over the weekend. And do watch the short videos that I try and make on a regular basis. The last one was about, don't question Indian football once every 4 years. Speak about it, look at it. The Indian Sports Passport or OCI slot, those two have crossed the 1,000 view mark. Thank you very much. And yeah, let's keep on conversing about things. Good night, Zorawar. And thank you again for joining in, for watching, and supporting Aaron Foot here. Without you, the channel couldn't grow. And with that, I will slowly come to an end tonight. Maybe tomorrow in football, a more discussion about things and a World Cup discussion as well. Enjoy the matches that are coming up tonight. Some interesting ones, and I will catch you then tomorrow. Good night, everyone.